Okay, this is once again me testing my Xbox running through Twitch because even the last test that I did where my audio was coming through relatively well during the actual live, it did not come through so nice when it eventually stopped on Twitch and just became a video, and then also when it uploaded to YouTube. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to listen to the sound of my own video, so it's going to sound a little weird for anyone who ends up watching this. But as long as I speak through here, I'm going to speak a little bit fast and make sure I say a bunch of things in a row, and then I'm going to listen back to it to make sure that we're not getting that jumping sound that we had earlier. So hopefully this is working. I guess we'll find out. We can hear myself echoing. That's fine. Okay, so once again, during this live, I sound fine. There's no jumping of sound happening now. But I have also turned off all of the game sound except for the, I think it's chat, when the NPCs speak to my character. So I intend to stop speaking, listen to them, and then continue to speak. So I'm just going to run my dailies because, once again, this is just a test. So let's give it a shot. Everybody cross your fingers and toes. Let's hope for the best with the sound of this because we're going live in, I can't even say tomorrow for most of you, it'll be today, but for me it's tomorrow morning, and I'm hoping that the sound is going to be okay. If it's not okay, I still plan to go live and we're going to try even with it being a little bit glitchy.
I'd like you to repel those lanterns and restore the crystal.
I need to listen back to that with me talking over the top of him, don't I? Because I'm going to have to remember to be silent when they speak. Otherwise, I am kind of ruining my own audio here. So let's go and speak to the next person. I'll stop speaking while they speak, and we'll try and get into that habit before we go live in, 10 hours?
Hey, I could use your help. Guardians are taking advantage of the situation with Mogo. They're planting pain generators and terrorizing refugees. Take them down, wreck their tech, and rescue the civilians. Go.
Okay, the sound of the NPCs is coming through perfectly fine on my Twitch stream as well. So, the fact that I'm doing this test with no one actually watching on Twitch, because basically all of you are probably asleep right now, means that I have to go off of what I can hear, and we're just going to have to hope for the best. So I'll go and collect our third daily. So usually I collect the first two, then I go to my map and go and collect the third one so I don't forget about it since there's no teleporter to that location, and I start with that one and work my way back. So let's go and do that. Oh, we can hear the NPCs that are just talking around us as well. I wonder if that's going to cut into my audio. Look, I am not sure. I'm just going to play through. I'm going to talk over the top of the NPCs out in the open world, but attempt to not speak over the top of the NPCs who are giving us missions and telling a storyline. And we'll see if that fixes the audio issue, because the problem is also, while it's live streaming, it sounds perfectly fine. Oh, where am I going? I'm going to green. Not to yellow. Sorry, guys. I got distracted by thinking about the audio situation. But, yeah, as soon as it stops being alive and I go back and listen to it, there is a very noticeable difference. And then, obviously, when it went up onto YouTube, even more of a difference. So, let's just run it and try.
Some are under attack, others...
And then I'll try and get some sleep, because after that, I'm going to be going live soon. I spoke over the top of him again. Oh, I'm going to have to keep that in mind. Really keep it in mind. I mean, it'll be different when we are playing the Ultimate Recruitment event, because we're starting from scratch. A good chunk of that is them telling us the storyline. So I can hopefully make it a little bit easier for me to remember to be quiet, because it's going to be happening continuously as we get our characters leveled.
That was rough. And I've fought Kuns before.
I know she said Kuns. I could read the word, but it did not sound like that. It's really odd. Like, I normally play with no sound when I'm not live or not making a video. But when I am live or making a video...
No more pain, no more fear.
The no in-game sound is weird. I'm used to being able to hear all of the loadouts that I do. It's just a little strange. But, I mean, if that's going to work for us to be able to go live and have no audio issue, then good. I really hope this goes better than the last one. I mean, worst comes to worst, we can turn off the audio of the game completely and then it's just my voice. But I mean, if the issue isn't the game sound undercutting my own voice and it's something else, I'm going to be jumpy either way, so we might as well have game sound on. But I'm hoping this fixes it. I did look up if there were any things I needed to check for my audio setup to see if I was doing anything that could potentially be detrimental to my live stream on Twitch for this. But none of that actually has rendered any results. Everything I've got set is the way it should be set. So it might also be a little unhelpful that my console is an older one, not a newer one, because I got it secondhand. Like I'm not buying brand new consoles all over the place, especially with the amount of consoles I do play on. So we're just gonna have to deal. But I'm happy it goes well, because I'm kind of looking forward to doing this. It's fun. It's nice to be able to play with people who are on all different consoles, and then nobody misses out, you know? It's a good bit of fun. And it is really nice to work as a team to be able to get through the ultimate recruitment event, because it is a time-consuming one, especially if you're going to do it by yourself, and you're going to get all of the side missions, investigations, and briefings. So, It helps if you've got a team going together. It goes a little bit faster, and also it seems faster just because we're all having fun and mucking around together, you know? Things go faster when you're having fun. Don't even notice the time passing,
Nice.
so...
You took care of business with a quickness. Thanks a lot, buddy.
You're welcome, sir. I remember what you called me earlier, though, so I don't know how happy I am talking to you, but we'll just deal. All right, then I go back and I do the other 2 missions that I've collected now that we've done the location where there is no teleporter. It makes it a little bit easier for me to keep track of which one I'm up to. I really love the open world here. I will say, one thing these developers do well is they make such beautiful open worlds. Like, I really enjoy the environment. I can just run around in it and be happy, you know? What on earth did it say to me? I don't know what he said. I do wish some of the environment that we have here was something that we could utilize in our bases. Multiverse also said the same. There's some technology at the very beginning that he wishes was a base item, and I was like, just so right. He's so right. I wish it was too. And I just absolutely love, like, I know a lot of the plants and stuff we can get. It does seem like a lot of what's in this environment are items that have previously existed in the game, so they haven't made new assets for it, but I still think they're really beautiful, and I love the way they've been utilized. It's just so pretty, you know? Did I not knock out the enemies before I got this? Did enemies respawn before I got this one? What on earth is happening? Getting this first. I don't trust it. Then we'll go and see if that person who dropped off the edge is one I can also collect. I think they give us 5, and then the crystals give us 10, which is nice. I also had the suggestion from my best friend to try out my new headset, so I bought a new headset. One I had intended to buy anyway because my old USB headset is not one I wanted to utilize. I also don't know where it currently is. It's stored somewhere because it wasn't one I was using. But he suggested perhaps I could try my USB headset on my Xbox. I bought it specifically so that I could go live with Multiverse, hopefully circumventing the in-game settings and allowing my headset settings to be the ones that took effect. It does seem to have improved the audio quite a bit, which is really nice. And so he thought perhaps it could do the same on Xbox. I don't know that that's exactly the issue, but I mean, it was a good suggestion, so we tried. Unfortunately, I looked up the hardware for an Xbox to see if there is a way for me to have USB sound going through the headset that I bought, and unfortunately there is not. So this is the headset we are stuck with, which, to be honest, it's not that bad. It's a good headset. It works pretty well. When I go live on YouTube on my channel using this headset, I sound perfectly fine. It's just whenever we go live in a team and I'm on somebody else's live, especially on multis. So I'm really glad to see my headset has actually improved that situation. Thank goodness for multi-suggestion there, because the next was going to be we try and do a Discord chat, I think. And since the new headset seems to have remedied that situation, we probably aren't going to need to do a Discord chat. So that's good. It makes it a little bit easier. The less programs and extra steps that we have to use, the better, because it just makes it easier. There's less likely to go wrong. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And I do really like the headset. It's so comfortable. But I will say, it's too big. So I have it set on the absolute smallest size that it has. And I still had a beanie and my hood up. And this isn't just a normal hood. Oh, I need to get that little device, don't I? I am currently and was wearing a very thick, fleecy hoodie. Not the actual hoodie brand, but like a big, huge, fleecy hoodie, because it's just been so cold recently. So it's quite thick. So I had my beanie, a thin beanie though, and then this thick hood, and then the headset over the top, which, to be honest, was very, very comfortable. But I just think it's funny that I need those extra pieces in order for the headset to not fall off my head, because it's just so loose even on the loosest setting. And the funny thing is as well, my mum purchased the same headset because we often end up with the exact same equipment because she's awesome. And her head is small too, so I don't know if she's going to have much luck fitting it on her head. But her situation is a little bit different. She's not gaming for the use of it, but she does need one that she can have move with her and not use her hands. So it is a good purchase, but the utilization will be different for her. But it's kind of a good thing that I've got that other headset and it doesn't go with Xbox because I'm just going to leave it permanently plugged into my PlayStation 5. Every time I go live, just chuck that one on and it's already in. And then I can utilize this headset every time I go on Xbox, which, is handy. I don't have to swap it around. I probably won't leave this one plugged in though, because on Xbox, obviously, I'm having it plugged into the controller through a jack, because that's the only way we can do, at least with the equipment that I have, the only way we can do sound through Gameplay 4 Live. And then on PlayStation, I have it plugged into the USB slot at the back, which that's much easier to leave plugged in because it's not going to affect my controller or anything and won't get in the way if I need to grab my controller, do something without the sound quickly. I can just mute it. But on Xbox, because it plugs into my controller, that makes it slightly more tricky and not really optimum to have it permanently plugged into the handset. Particularly when I do create videos rather than go live, I do use the same headset, but I plug it into my camera so that the audio is nice and close to my mouth, or the microphone rather, so that it picks up what I say nice and clearly for you guys to be able to hear. So for lives it plugs into the console, but for videos it plugs into my camera. So yeah, it's a very handy headset, and it does sound really, really good, in my opinion. It works brilliantly for what I need, but I will say the new one sounds really nice.
I'll pray for you, Ward.
And it's got these really thick sponged earpieces that make my ears so nice and warm, especially with the layers on. I'm wondering how I'm going to go in hot weather with it though, because it is warm. And also, in the hotter weather, I'm probably not going to want to have a beanie and a fleecy hoodie on as well. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. But it is nice that the sound has been kind of remedied for Multiverse's lives. I'm really happy about that. It's nice, Apparently I sound a lot more clear, which is good. To not just for you guys who end up watching Multiverse's lives, but for Multiverse, and also my best friend tested it with me because he's awesome, and he said the same, that I was
a
more
clutch
clear
performance.
to hear. So
Those
that's good.
refugees will sleep safe
Oh,
tonight,
and my mum
thanks to
checked
you.
Multiverse's
You
playback.
have done well. The energy of hope within those crystals could be just what Mogo needs to return to us.
Well, let's all hope so. I will do a quick check and see if anyone is doing the boss. I don't think I need it, but yeah, if anyone is, I'll go and give them a hand. I actually can't remember. I do it so often on different consoles that I can't really keep track, and usually we've only got one phase here too, right? No idea, but no one is running it. I'm not going to try and solo it at this stage, because even though I might be able to with this character, I'm not sure, but I don't really think that's the best idea, because it'll take forever. I'll have to tank it, and then, you guys will take a nap, and we'll be here forever, and we don't need that. All right, let's go and do the solo at the very least as well. I don't think I need stabilizer. Actually, we'll just check. I think I did stabilizer like very, very late last night, which counts towards today. Yes, I did. All right, so we'll do the solo and then call it, I was going to say a day, but it's kind of a night for me. I don't know. What time is it? It's like nearly 5 p.m., but because I have an early rise, so because I have to start my live at 2 a.m. for me, that means I'm up at 1 a.m. for me, which means that 5 p.m. is not that early. It's quite late, so I'll try and get as much sleep as I can. I'm also kind of notorious for taking a little while to actually fall asleep, if I indeed do. But, we'll see. It should be fine. Most of the time, if I have a bad sleep, it doesn't affect me the day after. It affects me the following. So, I had a relatively good sleep last night. So even if tonight I don't get much, it won't be a problem.
Supercharged with
We'll
the
be fine.
power of fear. That means yellow lanterns. Go find Esperanza. I'll cover the entrance in case our yellow friends decide to drop by.
Okie dokie. I'm kind of wondering about the volume ratio, because I can't really test that myself without you guys hearing the audio from my gameplay play back to you. And what I mean by that is I don't know at what volume my voice is in comparison to the game sound. So I can be quiet when I hear the game sound for myself, but what you guys hear on Twitch is going to be different from what I hear in the game. So I am a little bit curious. I should be much louder than the gameplay, but I mean, I've had that setting the same all the time. It's just that I've now turned off background music and things like that and left the voice sound in. So, and it was undercutting. Like I was cutting between myself and the gameplay audio, and we were on a similar level. I was a bit louder, but it was similar enough that you could hear both pretty easily. So I'm a little concerned that with the change, there's potential for there to be my voice being very, very loud and the gameplay being very, very quiet, but I can't really test that. So that's probably something I'm going to have to ask everybody who's here for the actual Ultimate Recruitment event on Xbox and see what they think and make some adjustments on the fly during the live, or just before we actually start. So. Yeah, and I wanted to make sure I did this test and that I had the settings prepared, because if there is an audio issue, particularly with the music and stuff in the background, if I have the sound turned off from in-game now, that should ensure that the sound for the character creation is also turned off. It doesn't always work that way, but recent times that I've tested it has worked that way. And obviously for the Ultimate Recruitment event, where we start from scratch, we start in character creation without the ability to adjust our sound until we enter the game. So there's potential there that that if I didn't adjust the settings now, that when we were in character creation, there would be a lot of clipping of my voice and the audio of the game over the top of each other yet again. So I'm really hoping that this has sorted the audio out all the way, but this is the last straw. So even if it hasn't, the best thing I can do if it hasn't fixed the audio is also turn off the voice of the characters in-game and just have zero sound altogether, which I mean, I can do. That's perfectly fine. But that would be the last choice that I have. Anything else I would need to do is probably a hardware change rather than a settings change, and we're not doing a hardware change the day before. You know, that's just not really feasible.
Yellow lantern nearby.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing Xbox with you guys. I know I've been on some base tours and interacted with you guys in game a little bit, and we've played some things together, but none of it has been live, and none of it has been like a really long live stream where we're doing the Ultimate Recruitment event, which I'm really excited about, because Ultimate Recruitment event is fun, and the more people that join in, the more fun it is, because then we all get the reward at the end. It's great. I'm really looking forward to that. And also, this will be, I can't say it's the first, because I did create a Green Lantern character on my Switch, specifically the same character, so Jessica Cruz. I will probably, if I'm being honest, I will probably make a few different armories of Green Lantern female characters that are in the game, because it's fun, but I specifically wanted to create the Jessica Cruz character because I need to create my thumbnails quite some time before I actually go live with it, so that I'm able to put them up when the live pops on YouTube. Like the thumbnail that's for this video, I created that a couple of hours ago ready, so that when the time came that it was up on YouTube, I can immediately put a thumbnail on it so you guys can see. So yeah, and also because I do posts saying that there is an upcoming character creation event and things like that, if we're creating a character and I need to put a post out, I will often use a picture of that character so that you guys know exactly what to expect. And because I obviously haven't created that character on Xbox yet, it means I had to do it elsewhere to be able to get a picture for you guys, or at least put the style on. But on Switch, Green Lantern Light character is the only character I didn't have. So I thought, well, that's appropriate because I need to have one anyway. I'm going to do that, play around with the styles and get in my head exactly what I want her to look like and what pieces I can use. But
It's you.
all I did was get her through the Ultimate Recruitment event, and then I haven't touched her after that. So I forgot I was going to be quiet for this part. Yeah, I'll be quiet for this part. Sorry, guys.
You are strong in the brightest day. Let's see how you fare in the blackest night.
Actually, I think she speaks again when I move forward. Is that right?
There's no hope for you here. Surrender.
So, yeah, I have a yellow light character. Oh, they're still talking. That is on Switch. I played her for a very brief time, and she wasn't an actual lantern. She just had that light ability. I played her as something completely different. So with my character creation that I did on Switch and have not played through, and the character creation that I will be doing on the Xbox with you guys, it'll be my first time actually playing the light ability quite like to a more degree than what I had before, and also utilizing it like I am actually a Green Lantern rather than something else entirely. And it's also my first time doing green, so I've only ever used yellow. I am aware that it's the exact same set of loadouts and things, but it's kind of fun, you know, to create a Green Lantern and to use a power that I really haven't very much used. So especially with the amount of time and the amount of characters I have on here, I've spent so much playing on this game, and Green Light is one I have barely touched. So I'm kind of looking forward to playing through her with you guys on other occasions, which will be fun. And also, controller is not my most proficient role to play, and it would be good to have a little bit of practice with those things because it's something I'm not really familiar with. So if there's opportunities where I need to like swap to controller for anything, I will probably take those opportunities and give it a shot. So I do plan to do what I always do, which is level artifacts for both roles, like I do in every character. I try to make sure every single one of them can DPS effectively, and then also that their other role is able to be used as well. There are some occasions where I straight up build a tank or straight up build a healer and then make sure they are able to DPS as well, so that, you know, whatever is required of that character I'm able to do to the best of my ability. So when I create my Jessica Cruz, I plan to get artifacts leveling for both damage and for controller, and see how we go, because it's I don't know, it's an interesting change, particularly because controller is my least proficient role to play. I am much more a tank than anything else. No, I'm much more a damage than anything else, but everyone does damage. I can definitely tank almost as good as I can damage, and then healer is not far behind as well. Controller is quite far behind. I have done some buff controlling on my mental character. It was pretty fun, but I haven't played enough of it to know if I'm any good. I'm not terrible, that's for sure. There is a notable difference when I'm playing with a group and I swap to control to help them. It definitely does help, but it could be just by chance. I don't know exactly what I'm doing there, so it will be nice to have something to practice on.
I'll hurt you for that.
And interestingly enough, with the newest content, I don't know that it is because of the newest content, but they certainly have correlated. So I guess we could say maybe it is. I have so many Lantern characters now. I have an orange. I've always had a rage, so now I have more than one rage. And I've made blue. I've made blue was the style, not an actual character build though. And I also have definitely made 2 Black Lanterns, who I absolutely think are fun and love. And now I will also have 2 Green Lanterns. I was going to say of the same character. They will both start out with the styles of Jessica Cruz, but on this particular one that I do on the Xbox, I will likely also probably do Joe and Aricia, and if I can find a 4th, and then I'll have my 4 armories swapping between 4 different Green Lanterns, because that seems like fun to me, you know? And I mean, what are the armories there for if not for a bit of fun with the styles? So I'm kind of looking forward to doing that also. I obviously won't be doing all those styles during the live stream. We're going to do the Ultimate Recruitment event for the live stream, but it is something, you know, I would like to do and am planning to play around with. I love doing different armories for my characters, and I always try to make sure I utilize all 4 as well. Since we have access to them, they might as well be used. So I tend to put 4 in. 2 of them are usually damage, 1 a main adds damage when you're just doing open world stuff. 1 is a specific boss damage. I always do a full roll, whatever the other role is, so controller, healer, tank. And then I also tend to do a battle version, so a little bit of half-half so that I can damage at the same time as utilizing the other role, particularly with tank. Battle tanking as a soloist is really fun, so I do really enjoy doing that too. So these are the items that Multiverse said he would really like to have had as base pieces, and I agree with him. This lantern piece is so cool. Why can we not have that in the game? I mean, it's got the glow up the top here as well. It's just, it would be really awesome to have that in the game. And also this piece on the ground, the teleporter piece. Multiverse is so smart. I mean, it would be a really good choice. I don't know why they didn't think to put those in the game, but I mean, maybe they did, and they just don't have someone who can do that. But wouldn't it be nice to get some new furniture? I mean, we really don't have a lot of it. The last huge stack of furniture we had was all the plants that you can see out here that are kind of the same as each other. Right? We just have multiples of the same plant over and over again. Or, I can't say the same. Similar plants over and over again. So, you know. I wish that wasn't the case. Anyway, that is me running dailies. I know it's not a very exciting live stream, but it is just for a test. So hopefully that has given you guys or at least given me a nice ability to test whether the sound situation is going to work appropriately. And yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to do. So thank you to anyone who does end up watching. And I look forward to live streaming with all of you on Twitch on our Xboxes in just under 10 hours, I think. So yeah, have a good one, guys.